Hello, welcome to my little tutorial here on creating a cowhide design and a geode design on some wine tumblers. So what I did off camera was I prepped by sanding and cleaning stainless steel wine tumblers, and then I spray painted them matte white. I put one thin coat of epoxy resin and sprinkled that white glitter over top and let it dry. The opening shots of the video are of me trying to put this brown alcohol ink over only one layer of glitter, but I did not get good coverage of the color, good saturation of the color with only one layer of glitter. So what I did was I paused that. I put a layer of that Mod Podge over top and then added another layer of the same white glitter. So also off camera, I gave the cowhide design a try because I've actually never done this before. And so you'll see me kind of fix up this design and then I'll start a new one from scratch. But it's a lot easier than you might think because it is abstract and we are going for that cowhide look. I use two different brown colors of alcohol ink and I showed you those. So here we are, we have the wine tumbler with essentially two layers of glitter. The first layer I stuck down with epoxy resin. The second layer I stuck down with Mod Podge. And it's just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I did not spray seal it or anything like that. So I am starting with whatever color this was that I showed you, maybe caramel or something like that. And you just want to put it down and just kind of let it go. It's really, really fun to watch it do its own thing as it spreads out between the specks of glitter. So what I'll do is create spots with this lighter brown color, and then to just create some extra depth, I go back and cover roughly half, the right half of each spot with the darker brown, which I believe was espresso. That was just my personal preference. I liked the way that it looked. So the trick here is to hold the tumbler flat while you do this. If you spin it or tip it in any direction while the ink is still wet, it is definitely going to run. So you just need to be careful, try to stay in one spot, let it do its thing, let it stop moving before you turn the cup. But I did find this really fun. It looks intimidating because you have a white canvas, so to speak, and then a really, really dark color that you're putting on that you cannot take off. So that was also in the back of my mind that if I make a mistake, I really cannot cover it up. I just have to fix it somehow and make it work. So I'll go ahead and speed this up. This is about 5 times the speed. I did reference a picture of a cow with spots on my phone before I started using my phone to record the video. So that can also be helpful, but again, this is abstract. So here we go with the darker brown. I don't really know why I decided to do the right side of each patch, but I did. So again, just making sure you hold the cup level. Now, you can't really tell, but I also held my alcohol ink bottle back and then I kind of splashed the ink onto the cup to make some more random spots, and that was intentional and I really, really like that touch. My only regret about, oh, I was just showing you the mess that I made on my table. I'll come back to the regret in a minute. So next I'm moving on. I had 2 other prepped wine tumblers in the same fashion, and I really wanted to try a geode look. I have done a geode vase before that I know I showed you guys, and I think I've done a tumbler, but it didn't turn out the greatest. I think it's in my scrap pile, or my strip pile, my to be stripped pile. Anyway, so I wanted to try it again, but this time with many, many colors, sort of muted, more earthy toned colors. This is one of my favorite color palettes. And I was just testing the shades on a napkin or paper towel before putting them on the cup, because again, once the colors go down, you cannot remove them. So you do want to make sure your cup is tight on the foam insert. You don't want it to be moving around on you. I'm going to go ahead and speed this part up as well, but I decided to go with this, I believe it's called eggplant, for the center portion of the geode. So before I explain my thought process here with the geode design, my one regret with the cowhide design is that the brown ink, for some reason, started to seep out pink out from the brown. I can't really explain why. I will need to Google it. I will show you a picture later in the video, but the cowhide tumblers did end up in my strip bin, unfortunately. I don't know if I need to spray seal them or something, but I'll tell you, these geode tumblers I did not spray seal, and they did not turn into other colors. So I have no idea. So anyway, I started with the purple in the middle, and then did the pink, and then a lighter green, and then a darker green. I really, really like this because it kind of reminds me of a garden too. So totally abstract. I was just really, really enjoying myself, and I felt like I had relatively good control over the ink, and it wasn't running terribly. If it did, I just turned it into kind of a happy accident. But one thing I didn't mention with the cowhide design, and the same thing can go here for geodes, is they can sometimes look a little phallic. So you just need to, I don't know, I was like, I do not want this to go the wrong way. So you just need to make sure that the design looks as you want it. And if you've ever watched tutorials on other geode designs, you probably know what I'm talking about. Okay, moving on. So here are the wine tumblers on the turner. I have not yet started with epoxy, but I was just like in awe of the sparkle, and I love, love, love the raw glitter look. Here you can, I think you might be able to start to see some of the pink showing. It's much more obvious once they dried even more. But what I will do is I will wait for the ink to completely dry. I think I gave them, I don't know, maybe even been a couple of days. But here they are after just one coat. And I made sure not to flood them too much because I don't want bubble buildup, micro bubble buildup, and I didn't want any pooling either. So I kept my layers relative. Yep, you can see some of that. It almost looks orange now, but it definitely turned more pink. Again, I need to Google like why this is happening chemistry wise. But what I did one coat, I think I did a second coat, and then I took them off and I cleaned up the rims real good. I made sure I sanded a fine line of stainless steel, and then gave them at least 2 more coats. The second to last coat, I added diamond dust. It's just this really fine powder, just to make sure that they were extra sparkly. I keep showing you the cowhide because at this point I was still optimistic that I could somehow salvage them, but that did not happen. So here they are on either their second to last coat or their last coat. I will say I sanded about every 2 coats. So I did not sand until after the second coat. And then I think I gave 2 more coats, sanded, diamond dust layer, and then 1 more final coat. Just the way that I put the raw glitter on, I did not pat down the glitter flat. So that is why these took so many coats of epoxy resin. But it was totally worth it. I love them. And that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, just throw them in the comments. Please be patient with me. My next video might not be for a little while. I'm going through some life changes, but crafting is still going to be part of my life. So thank you all for watching, and I will see you as soon as possible. Bye-bye.